I'm Buck Holzmer, and this is my Lustron. It's an all-metal house built in about 1950. This is the kitchen, which I had to redo because it was badly done by the guy who owned it before me. Pretty much all the walls in this house are metal, which, you know, is great if you have a lot of magnets. There you go. All the closet doors are sliding pocket doors, which of course helps save a little space. This is a built-in cabinet that, you know, is pretty similar to the cabinetry that was in the kitchen originally. The idea of the houses was it was going to be cheap housing for guys coming back from the war. And Congress put a bunch of money into this company that started to manufacture these houses in a factory, kind of like a car, and then they were delivered to the site in parts and then screwed together on site. Congress started subsidizing, and then they yanked the subsidy about 3 or 4 years later, and then it turned out that putting the houses together on site took a little more time, and in the end, you know, as a construction method, it didn't turn out to be any cheaper than a conventional house, and most people don't want metal walls unless it's cheaper. So the company went out of business. Above the metal ceiling, there is an air chamber about this wide. And the furnace blows hot air into that air chamber, heats up these metal ceiling panels, and then the idea was that the heat radiates down into the house. Now, that works pretty good in, you know, Arkansas or California, but in Minnesota, it's not very efficient. When I got this house, it was covered in vinyl siding. And, you know, it was awful. The way the panels are originally done is it's a baked-on enameled paint. It'd be like your the top of your stove. And, you know, it's made to be totally maintenance-free, and, you know, you could just wash it, and it would last forever. Problem was, if you didn't like that color and you bought the house, people tried to paint them. Well, you can't just paint that stuff. The paint falls off. In fact, if you look at the neighbor's house, right here, you can see what happens. The paint just doesn't stay on. I wasn't looking to buy a Lustron. I was looking to buy a house in the area. I kind of like a more modern look, which in South Minneapolis, there really isn't anything like that. And, you know, this is kind of a mid-century modern kind of a look, and I thought with a little work, I could turn it into an interesting little house. And so that was part of the appeal. Unfortunately, I didn't know how much work it was going to be.